Do you ever just think, wow, I wish I could beat the ever-living shit out of Tails the Fox? Well boy, do I have a game for you. Sonic the Fighters was an arcade fighting game published by Sega in 1996. It was also known as Sonic Championship in the Western arcade releases, but unless you grew up with the dinosaurs, you probably know it as Sonic the Fighters from either the GameCube's Gems collection or the PS3 and 360 re-release of the game in 2012. It's a surprisingly good fighting game, and as a fan of fighting games, and as someone with severe autism, aka being a Sonic fan, I had a great time playing through it. Each character has a shockingly big list of combos to do, and it's got gameplay similar to that of Tekken, where you're able to move around the map. The main game mode is the usual fighting game style. You select a character and fight a bunch of AIs that get increasingly harder until you reach the final boss, like the towers in Mortal Kombat. The roster is really interesting too. It features the characters you'd expect, like Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, but since this was before Sonic had a bunch of major characters, the rest of the roster includes Fang, Espio, and two characters that make their first appearance, Bark and Bean. The aforementioned PS3 and 360 re-release of the game saw three new playable characters, Metal Sonic, Eggman, and Honey the Cat, who are secret characters that are usable by holding start on selecting Sonic, Bean, and Amy. So, Sonic the Fighters is a pretty amazing Sonic fighting game. It's not the only one. Seven years later, in 2003, Sega would release another Sonic fighting game for the Game Boy Advance. This time it was a completely different game, focusing more on just the story mode instead of being an arcade fighter. There is a casual battle mode, however, if you just want to fight. I'm not going to go in depth on the story or even begin to summarize it, because that would take way too long, considering each character also has their own playable story mode as well. Instead, I'll just be focusing on the gameplay. Sonic Battle is a top-down fighter, and similar to Smash Bros, each character has the same basic set of move combos, just with altered moves for each of the combo, rather than Sonic the Fighters where the characters all have different combos and moves to do. The gameplay for both games are vastly different, but both incredibly fun in their own way. The roster in Battle, however, is made up of more recognizable characters. You can't really blame Sonic the Fighters since it came out pretty early in the franchise when a lot of the characters were irrelevant. The roster in Battle is made up of Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Shadow, Cream, Rouge, Eggman, and a robot character named Emerald, or whatever the fuck, Earl, I don't know, who has a customizable moveset, basically like the early version of the OC in Forces. I must say, this game is my favorite art out of any Sonic game. I mean, close to Sonic Riders, it has a very unique style to it that I think complements the characters' designs very well. Compared to Fighters, it's hard to say which I enjoy more personally, as they both are very different and very fun, but I'd most likely have to go with Sonic Battle. It's a bit more smooth to play and the roster's more fun. Both these games unfortunately have one thing in common, and it's the fact that they're both just outdated. Sega hasn't released a Sonic fighting game since Battle, and it doesn't look like we'll be getting one anytime soon. But one thing Sonic is best known for is its fan games, and there are pretty great Sonic fighting fan games, like Sonic Battle of Chaos and Sonic Smackdown. But for the rest of the video, there's one game I'm going to be covering, only because I'm actually familiar with it. Super Smash Bros. Brawl is a dumb fucking game. I mean, it's not that bad, but a lot of people hate it, including me. The original game is just slow and has dumb fucking mechanics like falling over. But with one simple mod called Project Plus, originally known as Project M, makes the game much better. Project Plus is a mod of Brawl that makes the gameplay more akin to that of Melee's, and it's spawned its own competitive scene. As an avid Melee enjoyer myself, I've been playing Project Plus for months now. It's so easily accessible, and the online works really well with the emulator, so it's pretty great to just hop in with friends. I could sit here and yap all day about why Project Plus is great, but this is a Sonic video, which is why I'm going to talk about an expansion upon Project Plus called Project M EX Remix. This is just Project Plus, but with a roster that shits on Ultimate even, and the reason I'm talking about it is because it introduces a bunch of Sonic characters. Project Plus changes the gameplay and keeps the same roster, and Knuckles. Yeah, I'm not trying to make some dumb Sonic joke here, but the original Project Plus mod is the original roster with just Knuckles added for some reason. Seems like they were shitposting. Although I'm not complaining because the characters are really well made mod. The Project M EX Remix has the already existing Sonic and Knuckles, but now with the addition of Shadow, Silver, Tails, Metal Sonic, Super Shadow, and Super Sonic. They all have unique movesets that fit their character, but a personal favourite of mine is Silver. I mean, he's my favourite Sonic character, but something about his moveset is just really fun. PMEX Remix is a great mod that gives a taste of what a modern Sonic fighting game could look and feel like. I'm just saying, Sega, if you just recreate the gameplay of fighters, have a roster with like every character in Sonic, I mean you've done it before, in a fucking mobile game for some reason, it'd be great. I mean, given they don't fuck it up. It is Sega. So if you made it this far into the video, just saying, thanks for watching. If you want to see more content about this dumbass blue rat,